to this computer. What's going on, everybody? And welcome again to Fit Over 40. I'm your host, Coach Clarence, and today I have a special guest in, Stephanie Johnson, better known as Coach Steph. She is a certified NLP practitioner, life and leadership coach, author, keynote speaker, podcast, and weight loss ambassador. She uses the stage and the mic to tell the story of her experience to create and motivate change in others. Welcome to the show, Stephanie. It's excited to have you on. Most of the time, we're having these conversations by ourselves, but we just opened it up to the world.
Yeah,
Tell you a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to jump into the purpose of our conversation today, which is the challenge that we have coming up in April 1st. So, how are you,
absolutely.
Stephanie?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here and actually to share the wonderful program that we're hoping to launch here and get some people to help them shape their minds and get them motivated and to take care of them and redefine them.
All right. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about your journey? Because I think your journey is fascinating, you know, what you've been through. I've been on the other side of your journey as the facilitator, providing
Mhm.
a pathway for people to lose weight. But you were actually a person who did that yourself. So let's hear from you a
Yeah.
little about your story, how you did it, and how you're going to share some of that with the program we have.
Awesome. So, yeah, I basically, in a nutshell, I lost over 110 pounds. And this was, it all came about that I was forced with making a life change. It was pretty much life or death, or just living a shorter lifespan and very miserably too. So, which I did not want to do. So it kind of pushed me in the direction of getting my mind, body, and my spiritual well-being as well in order. So I have one of the things I talk about in in one of my keynote speeches is that I talk about a little brief story called the pool. And basically, what that means is I became, before I knew it, I had ballooned up to like 335 pounds, which was totally not me. I had so much weight on me. I mean, everything hurt, back, neck, my joints, my knees. And the worst part about it is that I could not take 10 steps without sounding like I was about to pass out or just, just totally out of breath, which is not good. And, and so when I was younger, and when I was forced to make this decision to make a life change, but when I was younger, I used to be a swimmer, a competitive swimmer. And so I thought, I can't get on a treadmill. I can't get out here and just run because my body wouldn't allow it. Remember, I couldn't even probably walk up 5 stairs without being out of breath, let alone me trying to go out and run. It was just impossible. So I swam.
Mhm.
And since I used to swim competitively, I knew I would have a good all body workout. Well, I didn't even get through my first stretch of my lap. And I stopped right in the middle of the pool, right before the 5 feet turned to 6, which would totally cover me. And I had to stop and I'm on my tiptoes and I'm kind of swaying in the water and I'm breathing like so heavily. And I thought I was going to drown. And at that perfect moment, and I call it a perfect moment, I reached out to God and was like, God, help me. I'm going to drown. Don't let me drown. And he told me, keep going. And the perfect background music came on, the weekends, I will die for you. And I thought in that very second, you know what? I will put myself on the line for everybody else. This is my time. And I said, okay, God, if I drown, you know, please help me so that I don't. And he was pretty much like, I'm not going to let you drown. I'll supply the breath, every breath you need to get through this, but keep going. So I finished that lap. And then he said, do it again. I did it again and I kept going. Yeah, I was sore all over about 3 days. But
Mhm.
the point about the pool was it was a moment of impact of me realizing I was capable. I just had to do it in moderation, but I was doing what I needed to do. And then I needed to keep going so that I could become better, so I could work out. Then I can hit the treadmill or, take walks where I'm not drowning in life and in the excess weight that I had.
Love it. So there are several sessions and components to our program. And what I've been telling people is this is like a master class. The goal is for you to know what to do so that you can sustain your weight loss. This is not a diet. This isn't something fly by night. This is something that you can do. And if you pay attention and learn from the tools that we have, you can sustain weight loss or even weight gain, whatever your goals are. Maybe you have an
Mm-hmm.
event you want to do. So you are our NLP, which deals with a lot of mindset. So I'm going to let you talk about a little bit about mastering your motivation, and I'm going to have you cover finding the right weight loss program, and then I'll do staying accountable, and then we'll just kind of flip flop. So just give some brief.
Okay.
We obviously don't have a whole lot of time here,
Right.
so let's just do some nuggets here. So what is the what does it mean when we say finding the right weight loss program for you?
So finding the right weight loss program, what I define that as number one, I think you and I both agree that before anyone starts any program that's going to affect, their body size or to lose weight, always seek the advice from your doctor, right? Because you're already going to have your physical based off of your lab results. It can determine maybe how you do need to go about losing the weight. So that's step number one. But then since it's then changing the mindset and understanding what your doctor is saying, and then you finding the right way for you. Because some people, it might just be a diet change. They're doing everything else right, but it might just be their diet and learning what that is. So then, there may be some nutritional things or how to go about that. But it's because everyone's different. Like my journey and how I need to lose the weight, it could be totally different from yours. What works for me may not work for you. And so that's first, getting out of your mind that all diets, and I really hate to even use that word diet because it's more so it's your life change. And so that you can go on to sustain it and know how to get through things. So it's starting with the doctor, getting your results back from your lab and truly understanding where the areas are that you need to change, because it may be that you need to cut out sugar. It might be that you need to get more rest.
Mhm.
That's all part of your program.
Mhm.
And that's the only way that you're going to be able to be successful. But we're going to start with the mindset first, and I'll be able to walk you through how, whatever program you choose, how you can start to formulate the decisions within the mind first so that you can be successful at it.
I love it. All right. And so one of the things I'm going to be doing is teaching some accountability tools, tracking, measuring, and also setting realistic goals. The acronym specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound is going to be huge. We're going to talk to each one of you individually, even though this is a group class, and really just figure out your goals and that way we can direct you individually. And I'm going to really focus on how you can track what you're eating, simple things, track your daily activity, all that. We also have some apps that we'll kind of go over some of the more popular apps that you can use on your own that are very low cost that you have right on your phone that you could do. So we'll use that to help monitor your success. And each week, the class will be about the topic that we will post. And if you can't make the class, it will be a replay of it so that you can follow along. And obviously, you'll have access to both of us. If one of us resonates more with you, you reach out to each one of us. We'll make sure you have our contact information. You can set up a private call, maybe go through some of the challenges you're having personally. I'll also kind of do meal prep, kind of go over some basics. We're not going to teach you every single secret out there, but we are going to give you some basic tools. And I believe we're going to shoot a video showing us making some basic meal prep stuff, a couple different meals. I have several ebooks of easy recipes, so maybe we'll do a recipe of the week or something. We'll figure it out as we figure out who's all in the challenge and what the main
Mhm.
list and ideas is. Um, why don't you speak on why you like the 30-minute workout and why that worked for you?
So the 30-minute workout, because it's easy. It's it's definitely easy. And no one says that you have to do all 30 minutes at one time. You can even split it up. I'm a very busy person. Like I still have a 9 to 5, and I have my company that I work until it's time to go to sleep.
Late
So, you
sleeping.
know, yeah. And then, and I travel a lot. So there are times, just like this week, I've been trying to get to, kind of was more in-state travel, but nonetheless, I was still sleeping in a hotel and then trying to put in some time. And because of the meetings and so forth that I had, going to bed late, and all that good jazz, but I didn't get a chance to get into the gym. But what I did get a chance to do is, if nothing else, I got my 30 minutes in to each day. So if you don't want to, so I could basically tell you that the 30 minutes can, like I said, it can be broken up into two. Or if you're the type of person, you have a show, a 30-minute television show that you have to watch every week. Oh my gosh, stand up, get off the couch, and just move your body. I mean, you may look weird to people, but at the same time, you're marching in place and you're moving your arms. And by the time your television show is done, guess what? You got your 30 minutes in. It's about finding those secret times to do it. And that is something that you literally can do on a daily basis, because the more we move and we're exerting energy, that guess what? That makes the scale go down. So, and then if that doesn't work for you to do that, then 15 minutes. Think about 15 minutes that you actually waste in the mornings, like scrolling on Facebook or Instagram.
Mhm.
That can be like 30 minutes to an hour that you've wasted. And guess what? You can still do that if that's your thing, but move while you're doing it. Step in place.
Exactly.
And then before you know it, you may even go over 30 minutes. But it's about taking those key times that you can utilize and break it up into chunks if you have to, but just making sure you're moving your body. And that worked for me, and especially the days when, because we're all going to have them, regardless of how hooked we get on going to the gym or walking and so forth like that. There are going to be those days you're like, I just need to stay in bed,
Yeah.
or I just don't need to work out today. And it's perfectly fine. But you just got to make sure you don't go over too many days of that. You just take a day's break, kind of rest your mind and so forth, but then keep it going. And what a better way to hop right back into it by 30-minute workouts.
I love it. Um, Talk a little bit about some of the mindset, or I should have not, I want to say mindset. I want to say how we are going to coach just the thought of going into this, the mental part of working out and losing weight. How are you going to address that from an NLP standpoint?
Um, so, oh boy, so there's many different ways from that. So, let's just talk about the basics, right? What's the first thing that everyone starts doing? Oh, they doubt themselves, right? First, we got to get all that doubt out of the way. It could be, um, it could be literally you saying, "I don't have time," the excuses.
Mhm.
And I don't mean to be mean about it, but then I do mean to be mean about it because it is literally excuses that we make up because we're number one, we're in fear of doing something, or we don't like change, right? But we want change, but we don't like change. So it's about getting your mind to the point of, all right, I'm going to change one thing. Rather, that's I'm going to make sure I don't eat after 7 o'clock at night. Well, how do I do that? So I will be going over steps of how you can do it. I have this formula called the Power Three. And I know, Coach, I told you about this and it really helped me because, like, food cravings, that's all mindset, right? Ask yourself a couple questions. Did I drink enough water today? Because a lot of times when we're craving sugar or we're wanting to eat, is because our body is actually saying, I'm thirsty. I need hydration, right? So do that. Then are the people that are like, you know what? I don't like the taste of water, which I don't understand that. But
Common.
at the same time, there's things to do. So what do you like? Well, if you were if you weren't picking up a glass of water to drink, but you know you got to put some fluids in your body, what would you be drinking? And if your answer is, oh, probably a soda or a pop, depending on where you are in the States here, how you say it.
Yeah.
Well, there are all kind of sparkling waters now. Pick one of those up. And they're good now versus how they were like in the 80s and 90s. Now they taste like pop. So if that's what you need to do, then do that. But then make sure that you're at least setting your mind that I have to have at least a couple of glasses of just natural spring water, period. So a day. So, and with the power of three, like I was saying, you're always, no matter how good you're doing on your meals and watching your calorie intake, you're still going to have some of those cravings. I do. Like my thing is McDonald's ice cream cones. Oh my goodness, they are the best. Well, when I crave those, guess what I do? I don't wait until I lose like 10 pounds. Okay, that's my treat. I don't deprive myself through that. So you learn how to shift your mind of saying, okay, I'm going to slow down. I do want this ice cream cone, but let me think about this. Power three. So what I do is I think about it for 3 days. I know I want it, but if I can make it through 3 days and I'm not like about to binge, so I'm already telling myself it's okay to have it, but let me wait 3 days. And
Mhm.
at the end of that 3 days, if I still want that ice cream cone, I go get it. But then I take another 3 days just to finish it. And I know a lot of people say, Coach, well, Coach Steph, how do you eat a McDonald's ice cream cone in 3 days? I
Wow.
literally get enough to satisfy the taste, right? Because a lot of times that's what it is, and that's what we're craving. And then I ensure that I turn it upside down in a one just a cup like this, stick it in my freezer. I go back to it the next day. And then as you do these type of things, sometimes I wind up forgetting about it because I satisfied the craving. And then I go into my freezer and I'm like, oh, I forgot all about this ice cream cone. And I have to throw it away because it's yucky by that time, right? But that's how it's shifting your mind on not telling yourself no, but telling yourself, let's do this in moderation. And then asking yourself, number one, do I really need this? And let me wait the 3 days. So that's kind of how we would do that.
All right, so let's get into some common questions, and I'll ask the first one, and then you can tell me what questions you're getting. One of the ones that I got is this at a gym or is this at a specific location? And the answer is you can do it anywhere.
Right.
Along with that question is, can I don't have a gym membership. Can I work out at home? Can I do, stuff outside? Absolutely. All those things will be offered. I have at-home workouts. I have calisthenic-based workouts with just your body weight. I have gym workouts. So all those will be made available along with corresponding videos so that you know what you're doing at any time. And again, if you need something private where you need to say, hey, show me if I'm doing this right. Maybe we'll show you how to set yourself up a little video and then we can critique it. What's
Mhm.
one of the questions you've been getting?
Exactly that. And then also, um, will I get help on identifying like symptoms and so forth? And a lot of times, so that is like one I just gave you guys. How do I overcome cravings, right? Or what's the right foods to eat for me to get my protein in? And so those are the type of questions. And like I said, that may even come based off of having that conversation with your doctor of what you're deficient in. And then you guys can ask those to us. And we, between the both of us, would be able to come up with something for you to utilize, right? To be able to get those things in. So make sure, because if you don't know the right foods to eat, number one, you are going to miss out on some key nutrients and vitamins and so forth that you will have to take. And we'll do that, kind of scan that through for you and be able to give some suggestions. And then even some talking points that you can have with your doctor, because a lot of times we're uncomfortable talking to our doctors about that, right? Or we don't feel like they're paying attention. You at least you have two coaches that are going to listen to you, and we'd be able to talk you through and point you in the right direction.
Love it. I love it. Another question I get is this for a beginner? Is this for a person who's advanced? And the answer is all the above. We have the capability of talk to a beginner or a person who has been at it for a while. Maybe they're just at a plateau. So a lot of the stuff we'll be doing, especially on my end, is from dealing with thousands of people over the years. And a lot of the challenges that most people have are kind of common. They just change a little bit with the environment. I'll talk a lot about because people always say, well, what kind of diet is it going to be? And what should I be thinking about? What should I be expecting? And we'll walk you through all of it because I don't like using diets as well either. We can talk about some of the common diets that you out there. And what you'll find is that they're all just some form of caloric restriction. It's
Mm-hmm.
just where you're taking the deficit from, if it's from carbohydrates, proteins, fats. And we'll go over all those terms so it doesn't sound like just big scientific words so you know it makes sense. And again, really being vulnerable with us and asking questions and just being open because the question that you're asking, generally someone else has that same question. So be
Yeah.
open to just putting it out there. Or if you're embarrassed, you can just put it in the messenger. And then we can address it. And then we'll just address the question. We don't have to say anybody's name. We can just say this question came up and here's the answer. Um, Again, we'll do some, which is kind of unique for the program and this cost is we're going to do some individualized meal plans. And keyword is meal plan. So it will be samples where you could switch out the foods you like, foods you don't like, recommendations on water. Obviously, we'll do some segments on sleeping. And I do have recommendations for people who need to step outside of the boundaries of what we can offer in terms of, seeing a doctor. Maybe we could talk about that. Once you sign up, our goal will be to kind of get a hold of everybody who signs up and to kind of have like a mini consultation. We know if they need to see a
Mhm.
doctor ASAP. If they already have blood work, I definitely recommend blood work. And most of you who have insurance, you can afford that. Even if you don't have insurance, the one-time fee is good to know what your numbers are. And that helps us a lot as well. Steph, what is the cost of our program and how are we dealing with all that?
Hmm. Um, what real good question. So let me tell you.
Right now?
Uh, yeah, I totally. What's our special rate? I don't know why I I remember our regular rate. Um,
Uh,
but, um, so right now, what is it? 100 and it's
yeah,
a
we're
hundred.
doing an intro, an early bird special.
Yeah, I don't know why that's like blowing my mind right now. um, but nonetheless, it might even be a little cheaper than this, but I think it's around 175 or and I think it's cheaper than that right now. And that is like a per month fee. Um, and it's for 90 days, so it's 3 months, right? So your grand total is going to be like 300 and something for 3 months, having two coaches, which I think it's a still for what we're offering you. It is definitely a still, and especially when you have two experienced coaches like myself and Coach Clarence. And we're willing to go the $1 million treatment for you. So, how this will work is right now, the special, like I said, is like 175 or 100. It's about 175, I believe, to start. And basically, what you will do is read over the information. You've seen our ads, and look at those, jot down some questions. Then go ahead and reach out and schedule a meeting with us. We would love to talk to you because we know that you're going to have questions and not everything is going to go into an ad. So reach out to us and we'll have a one-on-one consultation. You might even get lucky and we both can be on that consultation and we'll just go through the questions that you have and that you bring to the table and we'll answer those. Now, how you get that special price is by you having that one-on-one with us before March 15th. And then once we're done and we've answered your questions, then we can walk you through registering and paying for the program, for your 90-day program. The beautiful thing is you do have the option of using like Klarna and those type of pay systems where you can even just be you may not even have to put anything down that particular day because you'll start paying the following month on that given day that you talk with us. So if you talk to us on the 13th of March, then and you go through Klarna, and if Klarna allows you to break up those payments like that, then most likely you won't have to pay anything but a very small portion of it. I think it winds up being about like close to 50 or something dollars, and that first payment wouldn't even be until April. So you'll be in there. So yeah, it's very important that you have the consultations with us because we can answer and really get you prepared, where you can even start immediately because we'll even give you once you've paid. We can, give you a couple of things just to kind of get you warmed up over the 2 weeks before we start on the first. So that's how that would work. And then after that, after the 15th, midnight on the 15th, it will go up to the regular rate, which I think is like 297 a month. So you see, that's a big difference because that's about what 800 or close to $900.
What if
So
to say, hey, if can I get a deal if I pay for it all up front? Do you have something for that?
yeah, so I believe what we could do, what I know, one of the things we were thinking about doing, if you do that, we will be able to, then you'll get us for at least a couple more months as mentorship, where you can contact us. You'll still have us as coaches to be able to bounce things off of if you're struggling one day, where we would be able to kind of really give you some one-on-one true concentration, and to help avoid you getting off of the band, but keeping you on there. Because at the end of the day, we want you, we want to teach you and coach you to sustain your weight loss or whatever your weight goals are, and how to always be able to truly motivate yourself to maintain that. And it's a healthier lifestyle.
Mhm. So what inspired you to do this challenge?
One, because and here's an extra thing that you everyone will get, is the fact that during these 90 days, I'm doing it right with you. I have about 60 more pounds before I need to hit my goal, my permanent goal. And so I'm going to be doing some of these exact same things that I'm coaching you through. So you actually get a buddy. And you know, I can even, if you want, we can even FaceTime while we spend 30 minutes on a treadmill, or we can take a walk together. So those are things those are the extra perks that you get, because I'm trying to hit my goals just as well. I've already gone through this. I've already lost 110 pounds, so I know how to do it. And it's keeping each other accountable. So each of you are keeping me accountable too, to my goals. So that's the plus there, and we can achieve this together.
So my goal in doing this is that, in traditional in studio or in the gym, training is very expensive and it's not cost effective for a lot of people. And we can reach more people by doing this. Again, this is a more of a curriculum, so you learn what to do. As a trainer, I trained a lot of people who would just come to me and they would be mindlessly following and not really paying attention. Some people who did the work and the homework did very well. Others, they just fell back into their old habits. So over the years, we try to focus on what's working and what's going to help people the best, and that's just the education piece. So
Yeah.
if you learn the fundamentals, you'll always be able to check, see where you are, see where you're missing, and then get it back together. And I'm really passionate about teaching the basics, because if you know the basics, the rest is easy. If you know how to track, if you know how to hold yourself accountable, and as far as the exercise part, I think that's the easiest part. The hardest part is what's going on in your mouth and what is
Mhm.
going on in your brain. If you can master those two with some of the tips we teach you, you'll be on your way for lifetime. And that's the goal, lifetime weight management versus weight loss.
Yes.
Weight management is different than weight loss. Management means you can sustain, because you can lose weight really fast and it'll be right back on you, or you can lose a ton of weight and you see some people, it comes right back because they don't know how to manage once they get to those points. And that's what we'll teach you. You'll literally have a blueprint that you can use for the rest of your life and your children, whoever else
Hmm.
you're with, your partners. So
Yeah. Yep. That's definitely key there. It's lifestyle. It's the change, and that's one reason why it's all about redefining you, and watch that confidence come. It's so much more behind it, because look, here's the deal. I lost my weight. I gained back self-esteem. Um, I lost the weight, but I gained so much more. I even then look at this. I have now a company that is thriving, and I'm helping individuals every step of the way. I'm a keynote speaker, and author, and it's just me to be able to share my the even the challenges that I have, right? But and then hitting my goals, and that's where the whole weight loss ambassador thing comes from. It's a true way for me to even ask for others to be able to come and just keep me accountable. but to share to you all the good things that that you can lose in a weight loss portion part of this, but all the beautiful things that you'll gain by able to sustain this weight loss, and it's just a whole new lifestyle, being healthy, right? um, and being able to just maintain that through the rest of your life. And when you do feel yourself kind of trickle off, you'll know how to quickly shift and get right back on track. So it's that's very key here. So it's definitely a program that I know it's near and dear to both of our hearts, and where we just want to be able to help others, to let them know that they're not alone, that we all struggle no matter how great you look. You might they still there's something that they struggle with, but we want to be able to take those struggles and keep them healthy for you, and just have the peace of mind knowing that you have a partner and two key people that are here for you and that can help you through it.
Well, wherever you see this video or audio, there will be links that you can click in both of our emails. And you can click those links and connect with us, see the pathway to getting on a call, and we'll get started. Again, you want to make sure to get that discount. You want to be signed up by the 15th. Gives you about 2 weeks. Make sure you have a conversation if there's any challenges you might be facing that you want to do it, or maybe you just need a day or two. Let us know on that call, and we will make arrangements for you. Uh,
Mhm.
Other than that, it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to this next 90 days. Everybody, it'll be right before summer for some folks, although in Arizona, it's already summer. So, yeah,
Love it.
it's,
Yeah, hopefully it'll stay on the little bit of warmer side here in Chicago. So,
yeah,
but yeah, I'm super excited, and I hope all of you are too. So, yeah, just like Coach Clarence said, just go ahead and click and reach out to us. Let's get on the horn and let's talk about what are some of your fears? What is actually stopping you from joining something like this? Because in actuality, like I said, it's probably the cheapest thing ever that you can find out there. Because if you were like, oh, I'm going to spend money and I'm just going to get me a trainer and go to my local gym, you're going to spend thousands of dollars. And and sometimes that thousands of dollars is going to go down the drain because they're going to want a commitment from you. And at least with this program, you know, it's up. We'll hold your hand as much as possible, but at the end of the day, you have to put in the work. So at least if you did not stay on the program and through the 90 days, you're not losing thousands. Now it's only like a couple of hundred, right? Throughout the but so that's key, but that's not what you're going to do. um you're going to make up your mind, you're going to stick with it, and kind of think about, this is for the long haul, but let me get through those the first 90 days, and then yeah, and then you can see where you are, and just look at the results, but the results are ultimately going to come from you, and you putting in the hard work.
all right, everybody. Well, we will see you on the next show. I want to thank again Coach Stephanie for coming on and sharing
Mhm.
this idea with us. And you'll hear more about it as we move along. And we look forward to seeing all you on the other side of life.
Oh, you know what, Coach? We forgot to tell them that they also, along with your weekly homework and you turning them in, you earn points.
Yeah.
And those points turn into gift cards that you can use. And then you may even, if you can't make it to a gym, but you're going to work out at home, you can earn enough points to get some little workout tools, that you can, like some dumbbells or the bands and so forth. You can earn enough and you'll win that for your the weekly prize. So there's prizes there for
That's
just doing and sticking to the program and turning in your homework. So, like I said, at the end of the day, it's for you, but we will be rewarding along the way.
All right. All right, everybody. We'll tune in and we will see you next time. Spit over 40 and your host, Coach Clarence.